From the shocking accusations against the music producer to the revelations in her memoir against a former partner, Jennifer Lopez is ready to spill the beans on Diddy's shady career. The world has practically forgotten about the time that two of music's biggest names were dating. From 1999 to 2001, Sean P.Diddy Combs was in a relationship with none other than Jennifer Lopez. The famed music producer and the talented artist seemed like they were meant to be. They even attended the 2000 Grammy Awards together, where Lopez debuted her stunning Versace dress. The fact that people remember the dress more than the person she was with that night says a lot about how turbulent their relationship really was. Now, to be fair, in 2018, Diddy posted a throwback photo of him with Jennifer and claimed that they were still friends. Was this true? In 2023, Diddy's former on and off partner for 11 years, Cassie Ventura, claimed that he'd been abusive for most of their relationship. She told the press that Diddy manipulated her and filmed her without her consent. The allegations were horrifying, and that's putting it lightly. Obviously, Diddy claimed that Cassie was just a jealous ex looking for a payout. Cassie and Diddy's case would have become another one of Hollywood's forgotten he said, she said cases, had other women not come out with similar allegations against the producer. In the span of 1 month, November 2023, 3 women spoke out against Diddy. In December, an anonymous woman claimed she was 17 at the time of her relationship with Diddy and that he took advantage of her. A 5th lawsuit was filed against Diddy by music producer Rodney Jones, who claimed that Diddy used his position in the music industry to manipulate people into doing what he wanted. One by one, some of Diddy's biggest collaborators started to pull their support, and several of his own companies voted him out. Meanwhile, Diddy lawyered up and released a statement claiming that every one of his victims had tried to blackmail him before going public with their allegations. He also claimed that the allegations weren't true in the slightest. Many believe that this was the end of Diddy's decades-long career, not just because he'd been accused of being aggressive and manipulative by 5 people over 2 months, but because several industry giants came out of the woodwork to accuse him of even more graphic crimes. Now, it's no secret that Diddy formed a coveted music club sometime in the late 90s. Usher, the now famous R&B artist, was also once a part of the club, and so were other boys like him. That's right, this club was almost exclusively made up of young boys. Diddy would find local talent, sign them to his record label, show them the world, and then have their parents sign waivers and consent forms to allow the young boys to live with him. Since most of these kids come from poor backgrounds, they'd say yes immediately. How does this tie in with his relationship with Jennifer? Well, let's go back to when they first started dating in 1999. The two were celebrating New Year's Eve at Club New York when Diddy got into an altercation with another partygoer. The altercation soon turned physical, and allegedly, Diddy pulled out a gun at the man. One of his accomplices, who also pulled out a gun and started to shoot in the air to scare the crowd, was Shyne. The young rapper signed with Diddy in 1998 at the age of 20 after Diddy saw him freestyling on Church Avenue. The music producer gave him an immediate signing bonus of $1 million, 3 cars, and 2 mansions. At the time, Shyne was an immigrant from Belize who'd only just entered the United States and was near homelessness. So, Shyne felt like he owed his entire life to Diddy. When he saw his mentor get into an altercation with someone at the club and pull out a weapon, he thought he had to do the same. Now remember, Shyne was only 21 at this point. Not soon after realizing that he might get into serious trouble for intimidating an entire crowd with a gun, Diddy hopped into his limo with Jennifer, Shyne, and other members of his entourage. That's when he had the genius idea to bribe his driver, Wardell Fenderson, to take the heat for the shooting. Wardell later claimed that Diddy was insistent that he should hold the gun, probably to get his fingerprints on the weapon. When Wardell refused, Diddy realized he already had a scapegoat, Shyne. The court case was one of the most sensationalized trials in music history. The famed producer, if convicted, could face up to 10 years behind bars. That would undoubtedly mark the end of the music empire he'd created, and he wasn't about to let that happen. As you can probably tell, Diddy's lawyers pinned the blame entirely on Shine. Diddy was cleared of any wrongdoing, whereas Shine was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Friends and family protested outside of the courtroom, claiming that Diddy had manipulated Shine and tossed him away when he no longer needed him. Circling back to Jennifer, she'd already broken up with Diddy before the trial had concluded. Many people at the time believed that their breakup had to do with optics. Lopez had only just kicked off her career, and she couldn't be seen with someone who was accused of being violent, much less a master manipulator. Years later, after Cassie took the brave step forward and called out Diddy for what he'd done to her, people started to think back on his relationship with Jennifer. Could she have been manipulated too? Cassie revealed that she was 19 when she started seeing Diddy, who was 37 at the time. She also revealed that she'd initially come up to Diddy to work on her music. She saw him as an industry giant and believed that he could help her. Things soon start to take a turn, and Cassie claims she was manipulated into a relationship with him. There was an obvious power dynamic, and Diddy held complete control over her. That's almost identical to what Jennifer claimed kicked off her relationship with Diddy, although she made it seem a lot more pleasant. The on-the-floor singer revealed that a relationship blossomed between the two after they started collaborating on her music. She told the press that she learned a lot from Diddy during their time together. Now, people are looking back at her conversations with the press and realizing that she was also coerced into a relationship with the music producer. That's been Diddy's MO for a while now. He uses his status in the music industry to get young women to trust him, often manipulates them with cars and money, and then takes advantage of them. While Jennifer never came out with similar allegations against Diddy, a few of the couple's former associates have claimed that Diddy routinely cheated on her. When Diddy and Jennifer broke up in 2001, she claimed it was because of his infidelity. Their former friends, however, claimed that Diddy was never actually faithful to her. She was just too used to it to do anything about it. Jennifer rarely, if ever, talks about her past with Diddy. Sometimes, when his name comes up in conversation, she'll call him a good friend and move on from the topic. In some cases, though, she's gotten a little more candid and admitted that while she might never have sustained a black eye, she did feel the emotional pain during their relationship. In her 2014 memoir, True Love, Jennifer talked about her experiences with past lovers. Again, she didn't outright name Diddy, but fans could piece together that the man she kept referring to, who often ghosted her, was the famed music producer. She also talked about the stress one of her former partners caused her with their repeated infidelity. At one point, Lopez was banging on every hotel door looking for the partner because he'd been ghosting her for months. Once more, she's never explicitly accused Diddy of the emotional mistreatment he inflicted, but fans could readily make the connection. A few of Diddy's former employees, bodyguards, and drivers also came forward and claimed that Diddy was notorious for being disloyal. A few of his partners turned a blind eye because he'd manipulated them into staying quiet. Cassie was the first one to speak up, and now everyone's waiting for J.Lo to do the same. Anyway, from revelations in her memoir against a former partner to the shocking accusations against the music producer, Jennifer Lopez finally spilled the beans on Diddy's shady career.